Alicia. Now today I have another simple, easy recipe for you. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one skillet Mexican quinoa. Now this is a great dinner idea for a cold fall evening, and it's really easy to make, and it comes together really quickly. And the best part of it is you only dirty up one skillet to make it. So let me get started and I will show you what you're going to need to make this. Okay, the first thing that you're going to need is a pound of ground beef. Then you're going to need a cup of quinoa, and you want to rinse this and drain it really well. Then you're going to need 2.5 cups of chicken broth. Now, I just went ahead and used 2.5 cups of water and added 2 chicken bouillon cubes to this to make my own. But you can use ready-made or, make your own. You can also use beef broth, vegetable broth, whatever type of broth you want to use for this. Next, you're gonna need a can of black beans, rinsed and drained, a can of corn, can of tomatoes, 1 small or medium diced red onion, a chopped bell pepper. Now I used orange, you can use any color you want, that's just what I had on hand. I chopped up probably about 1.5 tablespoons of jalapenos. Now you don't have to add these if you don't like heat, but we do, so I add, like I said, it's probably about 1.5 tablespoons of canned jalapenos that I just chopped up. Fresh would be even better if you have fresh. And then a couple teaspoons of minced garlic, and I'm using the already minced in a can garlic, but if you have fresh, probably a couple cloves. And then I've got about 1 tablespoon of chili powder and probably a couple teaspoons of cumin. Pepper, you can also use salt if you want, but I figure there's enough salt in this chicken broth, so I'm not gonna add any extra salt. And then lastly, you're gonna need some olive oil. And that is it. So I will take you over and show you the first step. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your skillet, put 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil in it, and then we're going to cook our ground beef. And we're just gonna break this up. And then I'm gonna add a little pepper to it. And again, if you wanna add salt, this is the point where you can add salt, but I think it's got enough sodium in it already, so I don't add any extra. Now, if you don't want to use hamburger, you can also use ground turkey, ground poultry. You could even use like a veggie crumble if you wanted to make this vegetarian. I prefer the ground beef in it, and I'm just using a 93.7, so it's 93% lean, 7% fat ground beef in this. So what I'm gonna do is cook this for a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna keep breaking this up a little bit more, and I've got this on medium-high heat. And now I'm gonna just add my chopped red onion. And I'm gonna cook this for probably about 5 minutes until the meat is browned and the onions are translucent. So I will be back at that point. It's been about 5 minutes. The ground beef is looking nice and brown. The onions are looking translucent. So I'm gonna add in my garlic. And I'm gonna just And I'm gonna just stir this around in here for about a minute or so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of my ingredients. So I'm gonna put in my corn, my bell pepper, my canned tomato, black beans, jalapeno, quinoa, my chicken broth, and I'm going to give this a real quick stir. And lastly, my cumin and my chili powder. And then I'm gonna just mix that up. Okay, so now that you have this all stirred together, the next thing you wanna do is just let it come to a boil. So I'm gonna let it do that and then I will be back. Okay, as you can see, it's just starting to come to a boil. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat down on this to low, and I'm gonna let it just kind of simmer for probably about 20 to 25 minutes, and that just gives the quinoa a chance to absorb a bunch of that moisture and get cooked. So once it is done, I will be back and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, I cooked this about 20 minutes on low and it is done. So this is what it looks like. And as you can see, the quinoa is cooked and it has absorbed all that excess moisture that was in this. So I will go ahead and plate some of this up and show you the final result. Okay, now here I have it in a bowl, and we like to put a little bit of sour cream and some avocado on ours. Now you can put cheese, you can put cilantro, you can garnish this pretty much however you prefer, but this is how we like to eat ours. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will try this recipe, and I will see you in the next one.